Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Before I start this, I will just say there may be random barking noises in the background, which is going to be great because as of these holidays I will be cooped up with my neighbour's dog for 5 weeks since they have gone away. And that means we have a very excited little puppy in our house who doesn't want to be quiet and enjoys making loud noises whenever I am recording. So yeah, if you hear any of that, I apologise in advance. Anyway, on with the video. In this video I'll be discussing lineups and what makes a lineup fun and enjoyable. Not what makes a lineup good. I will touch on that, obviously, because some lineups are arguably superior to others. For example, if you've got this in your lineup, you're pretty well off. But every lineup can be made fun. For example, if you want to start off with something like a Sherman lineup, which is quite a good lineup, you can make one just by simply collecting a bunch of the Shermans from the tech tree. This is going to be the American tech tree, of course. There are a lot of Shermans you can pick from, and I'm just going to be starting with the 4-0 group of Shermans. Because, as you can see, I don't really have a lineup for top tip. Now, working with a lineup can take some time. Getting to grips with what you enjoy and what you find rewarding can be quite difficult. For example, I have this Sherman lineup, along with this lad, but I don't really enjoy Shermans. They aren't my cup of tea. They aren't really the vehicles that I'll go for commonly. I don't play them as often, for the simple reason I just don't enjoy the playstyle. Yeah, that's about it. The Shermans are a very good vehicle. They're a very, very reliable vehicle. You can get a lot done with them, and in all honesty, they are probably the best overall tanks for this BR in terms of just, usability and effectiveness. They're only really rivaled by, of course, the T-34s and the Panzer IVs, which are, the other mainstays. But yeah, when you're making a lineup, the main goal in it is for the lineup to be usable, yes. If you make a lineup that's awful, you're not really going to have fun, unless it's a sort of like a meme lineup. For example, I'm going to show later a French 2-3 or 2-7 lineup, which is not, it's a good lineup, but it isn't exactly good for getting a lot done, but it's a very fun lineup. But the ideal lineup is a lineup that's good, that you enjoy, and also a lineup that you feel gets you somewhere. A lineup that, you feel like you're making progress when you're using it. Now, apologize if I die immediately in Shermans. I haven't played them in a long time, and I don't play them very often. So, Sherman gameplay might be a bit iffy, but I'll try my best here. Now, I've been thinking of going streaming. I know I have a few viewers who, come along and watch sometimes, so I'm thinking of starting some streams, because that sounds fun. Live streams sound pretty cool, and I can just make them kind of whenever. I'll probably do them in the afternoons. That would be like 4-ish Australian time. Which is great. Time zones are wonderful. Alright, what we got up here? So we've got an enemy that's marked over here. Now the thing with the Shermans is you've got great gun depression with the Shermans. Very usable vehicles. That's the thing. You want to make a lineup that is usable and fun. I see something on that ridge line I think I'm going to try to shoot. I'm going to get it. No, I don't. No. Right, let's see what we can do here. So we've got a guy up there. Okay, I got it. Ooh, that's a KV. Yeah, don't think I'm going to be penning that at this range. Yeah. I'm going to back off that for a second. Yeah, ooh, that was not nice. That's the kind of thing with the Shermans is you want to be a bit careful, because you do have very big sides, which ain't fun. Your front's alright, but we are versing the Germans, so that doesn't hugely matter. And if it's an up tier, I don't think it matters either. Got a shot on the egg pounds of 38T there. Oh, we might die here. Yep. Fair enough. Yeah. Once again, German's not my strong suit, but, you know. Oh, that's a bit odd. Anyway. It is what it is. You also want to bring Cass in your lineup. I know Cass has got mixed reviews. I probably won't bring a plane out just yet. Oh. Our team might need it. No crack at it. This is a new aircraft, so it's still learning, but you know, I'll get there eventually. Of course, when you're using Cass, it's a bit risky, because sometimes you get really big winds and you get down there and there's no anti-air and tons of ground targets and you can just bomb all of them. But sometimes there's no ground targets, and like right now, the air is full of German mains. I think there's a Russian main up there too. That looks like a PE-8. Oh god, I think that's two PE-8s, or a Lancaster. No, it's PE-8s. So, I'm going to try to climb to intercept them, because that bomb will kill me if it hits the ground. Yeah. Constructing a lineup is fun. Takes some effort, of course, to construct a lineup, because you have to test all the vehicles, you have to play a couple games in each one to understand what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy. Sometimes the vehicle doesn't even have to be good. Sometimes you just enjoy a vehicle simply because of the way you play it. For example, what's a good one that I know? For example, something like some of the BMPs, the early ones. They aren't the best things in the game, but they do the job, and they're quite cathartic to play every so often. Yeah, I'm going to try this. Ooh, our team's about to get utterly demolished. Yeah, that's kind of the goal with making a lineup, is to test out and see what you'd like. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Yeah. Now then, what's going on with him? I think he's already out. Yeah. Ooh. It's fun, honestly. A lineup can take a while, because for the most part, constructing a lineup is not fun, simply because you have to grind out so many vehicles. But even this little 3-7 lineup here, it's quite enjoyable once you get to know it because of just how it operates. And anyone can get a 3-7 lineup fairly quickly. Ooh, I might lose this here. Alright, I'm gonna try and get him with my gunner. Oh, lovely. Love when my gunner just, you know, doesn't do what I want. That's always fantastic. We might be a bit dead here. Yeah, but it is what it is. Punch out, I've got no hydraulics. Yeah, lineups are fun. Now it depends on what nation you have, obviously. You don't want to be up-tiering stuff too often either. Looking after what you up-tier, of course, is a bit difficult. But certain vehicles can be up-tiered more than others, as I'll show in the next lineup. Yeah, a lot of vehicles can be up-tiered, and then some just can't. Something like a Churchill, if you have the Churchill 7s, they can't really be up-tiered. The only one that I know that is up-tiered is the Black Prince, but that's automatically at 6.0. For the Churchill 7, it is at 4.7, and thus can't, you know, you can't tear it too much. The armor's good, 4.7, it's got good armor, but the problem with it is that it just doesn't have the gun to really compete, and the speed is, you know, fairly lackluster because it's a Churchill. So you don't really want to be in that at a higher VR. Of course, there are vehicles that, you know, you can up to, things like the BTR ZD, excellent anti-air at 5.7, or no, 5.3, excellent anti-air, really good. Oh, I didn't get a kill on that. If I can hit him. Yeah, I got him. Yeah, hit. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, there are vehicles that you can up tier really well, and there are vehicles that you can't. And then also making a lineup, it also doesn't have to be about BR, because there are some vehicles that you'll find that you enjoy far more than their BR counterparts. For example, the BTR 80 sits at 7.0? Yep, 7.0, I believe. I have to check that, but it sits at about 7.0, and I don't really like it. It isn't my sort of, you know, my cup of tea. And that's just kind of that. So instead of bringing it, I bring the BTR-ZD, or I bring something else that maybe of a lower BR, but I enjoy more. Something that can get me more kills, or that can make me feel more effective. That's what you want to do. If there's a vehicle that you don't like, you don't put it in your lineup. Even if it is absurdly broken, that's just another reason to put it in your lineup. And why you probably should. It's a good thing. You can put an absurdly overpowered vehicle in your lineup, as I have with my Panzer KV-1B, but it doesn't always mean that you'll enjoy it. It doesn't always mean that you'll have fun. If the vehicle you have you don't enjoy, well, there's no point in putting in your lineup. So, yeah, that kind of boils down to that. Apart from that, not much else. Yeah, really, just look out for what you're putting in your lineup. Be careful. Sometimes you might not enjoy stuff, sometimes you will. Oh. Well, there goes everyone. Wow, that was quick. Verdun. Nice bomb drop there. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting system. Honestly, when it comes to making lineups, it's what you want that is important. Because you can have the most overpowered lineup in the game, and sure, you might have fun because it's overpowered, but if you don't, there's no point. You won't enjoy the grind, you won't enjoy any of it. I know people who just absolutely love playing Shermans and who just find them to be the best thing on planet Earth. I'm not one of those people. But I still have a Sherman lineup. Which is why, you have it. It's always fun. I've said that a lot of times. Yeah. Anyway. So, if we just advance here. The game's nearly over here, so I might, depending on how long this recording is, break this up into multiple segments. Give or take, how long this took. I think this battle was about 15-ish minutes, 15, 20 minutes. So I don't know for sure. It's been 12 minutes. Interesting. Yeah. There we go, battle's over. This was not a particularly lucrative or interesting battle, but it was a battle nonetheless, and it was a decent one. Now, the other thing you want to understand is that when you're making a lineup, it really does depend on preference. That's one of the main things. But also what you have. This is my 7-7 lineup. As you can see, I've got a lot of 7-7 stuff, and then I have the BTR-ZD. This is simply because the BTR-ZD is just objectively very, very good. Especially for ground realistic. It's fast, it's light, it can do a lot, and I used it in demonstration earlier. Whereas with the Churchill 7, although I have it in this lineup, it's because I have nothing better. Actually, I might put the Challenger in there right now. The Churchill 7 is good, but you don't want to have it in a 5-0 or 6-0 lineup, for the simple reason that you're going to just die immediately. Another thing is that with the lineups, you want to keep an eye on your max BR cap compared to what other BRs have. Something like, if you go to Germany, I remember this before the update, but when you were running at 5-0, you would consistently get up to 6-0, 5-7, and the like. At 4-0, however, you will rarely ever see 5-0. And if you do, for the most part, you have guns that can deal with it. Guns like the Panzer IV and even your Puma gun can deal with it for the most part. This all boils down to make you a very effective force on the battlefield. Which is why you make a lineup like that. Other thing is crew slots. When you're making crew slots, you want to always buy out the max amount of silver slots. It just lets you stay in the battle for the longest period of time. But you also want to, keep within your budget. Oh, okay. Gaijin decided to prove me wrong here and put me up to a 5-0 game. That's fun. Now I know I just said that you will not see many of these, and I stand by that statement. You will not see very many 5-0 games, but it appears we have been shuffled into a 5-0 game. Or possibly 4-7. This doesn't mean we're going to do bad. That's the whole point of having a lineup, is that you have vehicles that can perform. My KV-1B, for example, could easily perform at 4-7, 4-3. It has the armor and it has the gun to do it. That's why we have it. And as for other lineups, you have vehicles that conform. For example, 7.7 lineup I showed earlier, it has a BMP in that lineup, but that BMP can function all the way up to 8.7 and 8.0, which is fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing is, don't be afraid to take risks. I know it costs a lot to put a vehicle in your lineup, but once you put it in there, it's, you can put it back in whenever you want. If you don't enjoy it, take it out, switch it out for something else. Worst comes to worst, you can find a cheap vehicle that you don't really care about, or a cheap vehicle that, is a bit of a meme. You can chuck that in the lineup as a placeholder, if you really don't enjoy something. Yeah, that's what you can do. It's a free game. Now don't get angry with your lineups either. Don't get angry with them, or angry at bias or whatever. I know there's things like Russian bias or German bias or, whatever bias. I know it says that, but I know it's like a common theme. But things shift from day to day. Things come and they go, and you have fun one day and you might not another. Like for example, this KV I'm in, some days will be an absolute juggernaut and tank everything I throw at it, and then other days it'll just give up immediately and proceed to completely fail on every level. Which is just how it is sometimes. Like right now, where there's a tank there that I don't really want to fight. Oh, never mind. Yeah, my words stand corrected. Sometimes you'll get good games, and sometimes you'll get games like that, where you just get to a bad position and you proceed to die. That is basically the game. That's how it is sometimes. Yeah, I have not played the Charon 4, I should. Yeah, it's an interesting way of doing things. It's also good to take a break every once in a while. I know it's probably hypocritical coming from me, who sits here and does videos and plays the game, but it's good to take a break every once in a while. Probably gonna push on here. Yeah, team's capping. Really annoyed that I died to the SU-85. Yeah. Probably could have lived a bit longer. Oh. Yeah, there are times where you just don't get what you want in this game. Oh boy, where's this guy at? Oh. Cool. Where's this guy at? There he is. Cool. That was a complete blind shot right there. Sometimes gonna go off your gut instincts on some stuff. Oh, you're joking. Oh. And sometimes that happens. Now that, no lineup will solve. I hate to say it, that is not something solvable in any means. It is just completely random. Yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. It's also good to have a stress relief lineup. If you've got a ton of bad games going on, like this isn't guaranteed to help, but if you have a lineup which you can do consistently well in, it's good to have that for the simple reason that you can just run it and it'll give you pleasure to run, and that can sort of de-stress or, break the cycle of constantly losing if you're running a lineup where you don't really get very high win rates. Me personally, I don't have this lineup. I lose in everything. That's the funny part. Now then, we're gonna see what we can do here. My estimation at time of life, like maybe 30 seconds. And that's about it. You know how it is. All my good games are never on camera. I'm always not recording when I get my good games. I try not to cherry pick my games though. I will try not to in the future either. I'll try not to cherry pick. No. That was not optimal. Yeah, I'll try not to cherry pick my games. Because that kind of defeats the purpose of teaching other people. Because if you cherry pick all your games, then, well, everyone's just going to see the best in it, and some people will, you know, take that to heart and go, I should be that. I know I'm one of those people. I am a chronic perfectionist who is quite negative about things a lot, which can get me down. So I'm just gonna try to be nice here and just give principles that work. Yeah, can't always be the best. Sure, anyone who's ever played a game ever can agree that you can't always be the best in the world, full stop. Some days you're the best, some days you're absolutely horrible. And some days it's just how it is. It's the way that the cookie crumbles. Yeah, you know. So, I know probably none of you can actually hear me here, but how has your day been? Take time to just reflect on things. Sit down and, you know, listen to what you're thinking. No, this isn't a meditation video, but sometimes you just need a voice. And you know, sometimes I'm feeling a little bit, what was the word? Feeling a little bit, let me think. What is the word? God, I went to bloody learn English at school and I can't recall. What? The word, metaphorical, I think. Yeah, that's one of the words. You just gotta be in it sometimes. And sometimes you gotta think, and reflect. And every single day, you get up every morning, and every single day is gonna be different. Except for today, where I'm gonna get bombed by a Spitfire. That happens every day. That's one way to go about it. Yeah. I know this has probably diverged a lot from lineup building, but really you can't go wrong unless you have like one like non-premium 8.7 or whatever, or something like that, and then you have a bunch of 1.0s. Then it can go wrong. Yeah, then it can go wrong. I'm just gonna try to get this guy here. I don't think I will, knowing my luck, but I will try. Yep. Knew it. Yeah. It's probably the last battle for this, and I'm just probably gonna crank out a few videos tonight because I'm got some alone time and I can do videos. Typically the house is full of people, so I don't get the chance to record, which is why I've had intermittent recording cycles, and I apologize for that. But, you know, I'll try my best to keep up with things. Yeah. I do hope my advice is at least somewhat helpful. If even one person finds the advice useful, that's plenty enough for me. Sometimes my advice may be absolute hot garbage. Sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not. That's how it is. Yeah. And I'll never know until I post the video. And then I find out. Yeah. Probably crank out a couple videos tonight. Probably shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm still in the game. That's odd. Anyway. Alright. One of the game's gonna be just me talking. Because I can't edit yet. I don't know how. So, I'm probably just gonna be me going on and on about stuff for a few games, and then I will hop off. That's how that works. I know a lot of people probably tell, but these videos are not scripted. I don't script, and I haven't done scripting yet. I probably will switch to scripting, but I just kind of like the freeformness of certain videos and the way they just kind of do what they do. It's fun sometimes to watch a whole game. I don't know if it's fun to everyone, but I'm not trying to please everyone. I'm just trying to please the small little group of people who will actually watch. Yeah. It would be fun if a few people wanted to, you know, drop in and have a game. That would be great. I don't think anyone will, but it will be great. Wow, that was a oh, that was a display of true incompetence right there. You know, some days go really well, and then there's days like this where I have two mid-ish games in a row. Yeah. Never get my good games on camera. I don't think I ever will. I think that's probably going to be it for this game. I mean, we've done pretty well. We've sort of pushed them off us. And I think that'll probably be a win for us. Yeah, a lot of us are probably going to just be quiet downtime. Alrighty, so we're gonna see what we can do here. I'm probably gonna push B cap. There's only 3 people left on the ground. That gives me a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence. I think I know what's at C or B. I think it's gonna be that KV1S. I don't think anyone killed him, and then also a few others who I don't think anyone killed either. Which is gonna be great. In terms of BR placement, honestly, so I'm going to skip across here, but finding a BR that you enjoy is also very important. A lot of new players will rush straight to top tier and think it's going to be the best thing ever, but as the next few videos will show, top tier is not the best tier. It is not even close to being the best tier. Top tier, if anything, is just like if you imagine getting War Thunder and then turning it into an FPS shooter. It is super fast paced, really jumpy from one place to another. Oh, I'm gonna die here. Yep. Really jumpy from one thing to another, quite lackluster, and just generally really annoying to play. I will demonstrate a game. That was an awful game. Apologize for that. In the next video, I will be demonstrating a game of top tier, in which I will proceed to die very quickly. So yeah, thank you all for listening, and you have a good one. Good night.